Cockroach Janata Party is making is that Dharmendra Pradhan, the Union Health Minister, must resign. Do you really think that is going to bring about the change that is being sought by the students and youth of our country?
Thank you. I have listened to all the distinguished speakers carefully. Now, let me make it one point. I have been ambassador or I have served otherwise in many countries. I have never come across such a problem. So this seems to be an Indian speciality. Second point, I'll come to your question very close. Second point, I went through the NEET system. Now, technically speaking, one can score 0 or even negative in zoology and still get it. Does it make any sense? So the NEET system needs revision. Now, the third point, the students have been asking for the resignation of the minister. In my view, they are right because there is something called political culture. Remember, some of you may not be able to remember because it happened a long time ago. 1956, there was a railway accident in September and Lal Bahadur Shastri resigned. Jawaharlal Nehru refused to accept. But then there was another accident in November, 2 months. And Lal Bahadur Shastri again resigned and Nehru accepted. In other words, no one is suggesting that Education Minister Pradhan had anything to do with, taking money or, no, he's not. But it happened under his watch. So I maintain it is the dharma of Dharmendra Pradhan to resign.
Okay. I also have a question for you. I do also have a question for you. You said that there has to be an overhaul of our examination system, of NEET. But what is this overhaul that we keep talking about? What kind of revisions are required? Do you think now that the government has made these decisions of having fast-track courts, of increasing the monetary penalty as well as the sentence to 10 years, it has said that there is going to be an amendment bill that is going to be brought, that is going to be introduced on Monday, is hopefully going to be passed in the 1 week. But is this enough? There are 47 officials that are being sacked. There are more that are going to be brought in their place. But is this enough? Are we on the right path? Is the question I ask you.
Well, if the question is to me, we are not on the right path. First of all, why has it taken the Union Cabinet so long to consider this matter? The Prime Minister said last night, around midnight, if I'm right, that the Cabinet will be considering this matter. But this has been a hanging fire for so long. That's point number one. Point number two is that there should be consultations with the students also. It is absolutely necessary. And I reiterate the point I earlier made, that the content is absolutely wrong. That if you can get negative marks in zoology and still become a doctor. Now, let me tell you about the UK. They have the University Clinical Aptitude Text that contains so many other elements. How do you behave with the patient? How do you take a decision in a situation of uncertainty? And do you have the humility to acknowledge at times when necessary? I do not know. So this present system needs correction.
I do want to know from you, has it become a battle of egos and prestige between the centre and the Cockroach Janata Party?
A little bit, but that is part of human nature. But government has a responsibility to act promptly. The government has a responsibility to, reach out. And the government reached out very, very late. And let us see what happens. I am confident that India is a self-correcting democracy. And there will be correction thanks to the civil society, the media, like you, and others.
I also want to know from you, is the Cockroach Janata Party a true representation of the youth of the country?
Well, I'll put it this way. I was there at Jantar Mandir. I found lots of youngsters motivated and fearless. Now, to what extent they represent, after all, you have to take into account quantitative matters. How many are there? About 18, say, to 30. But I think on the whole, it is clear that they 22 million followers they have on the net. So I think on the whole, they are, they do represent a sizable section. And I don't think it's a matter, whether they represent 10%, 22% or 30%. I think there is a problem. Let us handle it with a sense of maturity and in the best democratic tradition.
Okay. I'm also being joined by Lieutenant General Sanjay Kulkarni.